Hello everybody and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review this week. A lot of things coming on in the show tonight on November the 19th today, and a lot of wrestling going on. You know, I suppose a lot of wrestling on Tuesdays in general, it depending on what you watch, from the NWA to Impact or to AEW Dark. Only shows I really watched today was NWA and Impact, but what do we have tonight on tonight's show, huh? Pretty much the big thing was the 6-person Gauntlet match going on to determine the number one contender against Sami Callihan, which I believe is at the Hard to Kill pay-per-view coming in January. And what was going to happen on this show tonight, huh? We did kick it off with a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team number one contenders match for the tag team titles between the Rascals, the Deaners, the Desi Hit Squad, and Reno Scum. Personally, I would call this a spot fest of a match out here with all these teams. You saw a lot of dives in the beginning of this match. I will say this. A lot of dives going in and out. And a lot of breakups. Would I say it was clustered in some way? Yes. It wasn't a bad match or anything, but I kind of expected it to be a spot fest, though, of course, with the Rascals flying outside the ring, Jake Deaner throwing guys out of the ring like crazy, which I thought it was really good, doing that suplex on Rohit Raju, like elevating him to the outside of the ring and on everybody, and then doing a big dive himself. That was really good, especially to knock everyone into the pile that was going on out there. But Cody Deaner hitting a suicide dive, and like I said, Jake murdering guys and stuff, but Rohit Raju was about to kind of jump out there, but he got hit by a super kick in by Wentz, pretty much taking him down. Also, pretty much it came between the Desi Hit Squad and the Rascals that were left in the ring. The Rascals pretty much were able to take out. Did I say Desi Hit Squad? I mean Reno. I'm sorry, there was Reno Scum that was still in there with the Rascals and everything. Because Adam Thornstone there pretty much had cut one of the Deaners off, but he got hit with a spine buster, and then the Rascals end up doing that finishing move where there's like I think Dez helped Wentz up and then like flip him over onto Thornstone for the win. So it was a good tag match, I will say that. Spot fest, but it was a good tag match. Basically, what happened after this match, though, is they kept showing Trey Miguel's mom in the crowd, which that's going to be a thing because they were really focused on her through commentary. Basically, Reno Scum attacked the Rascals right after. Trey came back out and helped them, but Ace Austin came out with the title belt, hit Trey with it, and then he took that metal thing he puts in his wrist, hitting it with a back fist in, as they pretty much beat up the Rascals from this point, since Trey is the next number one contender for the X Division Championship against Ace Austin. Honestly, like I said in last week's review, a lot of this feud is going to be Ace Austin trying to fuck Trey Miguel's mom. That's basically what is going to happen in this entire feud, which almost like the Alicia one, but I would find this hilarious because Ace Austin can make this work, so we'll see where this goes from here. Most like in the New York tapings, I'm sure we'll see something from this, but other than the match itself, which was pretty good, and the post angle, we pretty much had next Taya and Johnny Bravo coming out with that dog Hennigan, if you get what I mean. They end up going against Jordan Grace, which it was kind of a goofy thing, really. Mostly Johnny Bravo getting beat up by Jordan Grace throughout a majority of the match, even though he probably should have been ragdolled. Not Grace, but Taya pretty much came back in several times trying to take out Jordan Grace, but it did not work. Taya ended up leaving as Grace took the stuffed dog from him and threw it. He attacked Jordan from behind, but Jordan ended up taking him down with a Vader bomb with double knees, winning the match because Jordan Grace is the next number one contender for the Knockouts Championship against Taya, as Taya pretty much looked and held her belt, trying to be cocky and wasn't really gonna, like she was gonna lose it to Jordan. So we'll see what does happen from that feud, but at least I will say I'm still looking forward into that. Gama Singh once again yelling at both the Desi Hit Squad. What happened to Shira? Was he here for these set of tapings? I honestly wonder. What happened to Shira? Which they kept saying he was on a spiritual journey, but it's like, dude, I saw that guy Bound for Glory, and then it's like he wasn't even there after that, so I don't know what happened to him. But they end up talking about Fallah Bahh because they were being called losers. Fallah Bahh was just sitting on the steps eating, minding his own business until they came and interrupted him. Bahh ended up arguing with them then, and then pretty much they start beating up Fallah Bahh and throwing on top of the crate, trying to squish him into it, which it didn't really look that effective, by the way. So Fallah Bahh got jumped for literally no reason by the Desi Hit Squad because they were mad at Gama Singh because they lost. Are they going to break up from Gama Singh? I don't even know where the Desi Hit Squad goes. At one point, you want to take them as some type of legitimate, serious team, but it's hard when they lose several times and made it look like comedy fodder out there. And then Shear's not even there either. You're supposed to make them look serious. But I don't even know where Shear is right now. So I don't know what to say about Rohit and Raj Singh out there, to be honest. I have no clue. Van Dam, RVD cut a promo, which looked like it was from his house or pool or whatever it was at, saying he's not going to be here tonight, saying he needs 10, 12 hours of sleep because he's been partying all the time and everything. I know I promised you, Van Dam, Katie to be here tonight, but it didn't happen. But as RVD said, yeah, I'm going to show up next week, basically. I'm not here tonight because too much partying going on. As they kept doing those rough cuts of the videos, cutting in and out. And pretty much, Katie, come talk. You got to put some clothes on. No, in fact, stay like that. Don't put clothes on. Good for RVD. Good for RVD. I still thought it was hilarious when she was twerking in front of the camera last week because I didn't know who to pay attention to, the twerking or Van Dam's promo. But we'll see what happens. I am enjoying heel RVD, though, so far. I am enjoying it. He's quite hilarious to me, and it's pretty good, too. Sue Young, whatever she is right now, is walking around until she ran to James Mitchell. She introduced herself to James Mitchell, as he did himself. And you don't know why you're here, do you? She doesn't know, but she feels like she does because of this place. Mitchell says that it's treacherous here, and that, you may need protection, pretty much. And you pretty much offered her, everything, a ride and stuff, and ready to go. Susie agreed until Rosemary came from out of nowhere to James Mitchell, threatening him. Say, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to bring the undead bride back or suppress the undead bride without having this Susie person, pull out her full potential and everything that is realized. So Rosemary continues to investigate why this is happening with this whole Sue Young, or Susie, or whatever she is, saying she cannot be fooled, and she knows James Mitchell's trying to do something, so she is going to do something about it. So we will see where Rosemary goes from this, but as long as it's not no undead realm, I will be fine with this, maybe. The Rascals were back in the smoke circle again. Pretty much they're talking about how they got beat up out there. Next thing you know, Trey's mom comes in. Of course, they have to stare at her because I guess she's really hot. She's pretty decent. I'll say that she's decent. Pretty much, they were sitting there. Trey wondered how his mom got in there and everything. They said, those other guys are mean and stuff. They're gonna whoop their asses in New York. But she told them that to do not lose that language. And we're all gonna go next week and we're gonna do something about it. And then she pretty much told, Wentz and Dez to call your moms and stuff because we're all going there. So they pretty much agreed to. You heard a boing from Dez out there. I guess he was getting hard from this. So we'll see what goes from that. I don't know where they're going with this Trey's mom thing involved. Now she's in the smoke circle. So I don't know where this is going to go. I'm willing to give it a chance. I like the Rascals. But even I do believe their segments are a little bit too comedy sometimes. I know it's a smoke circle. We can't make them look like a comedic joke. We still got to make them like a serious team here. I don't know where this mom thing is going, though. And, okay, that miscalculated me drinking this. Okay. We all see what comes from that. Johnny Swinger went against Buck Gunderson. This was basically a squash for Johnny Swinger, only for Ken Shamrock to come out and kill this guy with several kicks and punches and a belly to belly, finally hitting him with the ankle lock. Why? Because he put shit in Ken Shamrock's bag last week on the show. Ken Shamrock found out, and Ken Shamrock came to kill him then. Johnny Swinger pretty much was pissed, and he ran to Joey Ryan, and he says, how you fought him, how do you beat him and stuff? Don't let him touch your dick, he said. That was really dumb as fuck last week, to be honest, that whole segment. Honestly, as long as they keep the Joey Ryan comedy to a minimum, I'll be okay with this show. But just please, I cannot sit through this dick spot shit. I'm still surprised Ken Shamrock agreed to do that. I'm honestly surprised in a way. I don't know why. I am just surprised he really agreed to go along with that bullshit. Next week though, next week, it's not going to be a Thanksgiving episode. Thank God. Impact's not doing a Thanksgiving episode again because nobody's not really watching those shows on a Thursday in general for Thanksgiving. And, I've seen Impact Wrestling on TNA in general for years with these Thanksgiving shows. And I always lost tape, and, they do that. As long as they do that, I'm glad they're not doing that turkey thing where the loser puts on a turkey suit and stuff. So I'm kind of glad they stopped that this year and we're moving on to something else. Because they would call it the Turkey Bowl and everything, and they would have some giant, 6 to 8 person team, or however they would do this whole stuff with however they did this show. I liked it a few years ago, mostly because they did interviews with everybody, and they still did the turkey thing, but it was actually some pretty funny stuff with Eli Drake and, Gail Kim's husband, Robert Irvine, the chef there, as they were talking about food and everything and stuff. So it was really good. But I've seen these Thanksgiving episodes before in Impact, and it's honestly just a clip show of either just past turkey suits or whatever comedy segment, and you'll probably get one match out of the entire show. But since this is on Tuesdays, they're going to be doing something different, thank God. It's going to be a throwback 80s show. And I will watch this, and I may review it too, because I saw they showed a little quick preview. Think of it as that Southpaw regional wrestling that WWE was doing with all these throwbacks and stuff. And I looked at a lot of these. They showed some clips of what's going to be on there, and it's pretty funny. I know I saw one thing where what was it? Ethan Page. I don't know what they're calling him, but he's like the champion on there, and his manager is Sami Callihan. But he looks like he's dressed like Jim Cornette, and he's got a tennis racket. So that's obviously to take a shot at him. Come on, anybody knows that. It's obviously a shot at him. But I will watch this show next week, this throwback 80s thing, because, or what they call Don Cal Sexton Hudson, or whatever they're calling him on there. But I will say it's way better than doing that damn turkey shit again. Please, I'm glad the Thanksgiving stuff has stopped, because it's gotten very repetitive over the years, and they have no idea what they're doing with that. Okay, it's fucking repetitive. So I am glad no more turkey soup. Throwback 80s show. At least it's different, and I will watch it. It's on a Tuesday. It's not on Thanksgiving night, day, whatever, and I'm fine with that. So I'm cool with it. But we got to the main event, which pretty much took up the rest of the show, a whole hour of it. The 6-way elimination match for the number 1 contender: Moose, Daga, Rich Swan, Brian Cage, Michael Elgin, and Tessa Blanchard. We kicked it off with Moose and Daga. It really didn't go that long. It was okay. I don't think Daga should have been in this damn match in general, because what is this man doesn't even get a title shot. Moose I wouldn't say Moose made quick work of him, but he did end up winning with the, what was it, the spear and everything. Yeah, he got him with the spear to take him out. Moose moved on. This is where it got good now. This is where actually everything got better most in this whole match, in the booking of this. Moose ended up going against Rich Swan next, which this was great. I haven't seen to know who's actually going to win this right here. This was really, really good, all right? I enjoyed it. Especially Moose. Moose and really dodging all Swan's big moves out there. Even kicking out the cutter. Surviving multiple kicks by Swan and dodging them. Moose even taking down Swan with the go to hell from the top rope was pretty good too. It looked like Moose, I swear, was about to win, because he dodged the 450 and put his knees up. But after he did that go to hell thing, he was setting up for the spear. But Swan caught him with a crucifix bomb, pinning Moose, taking him out. Michael Elgin was the next one out there, which this was fucking great. I thought this was like one of the best parts of this whole match. They went on like another 15 minutes out there, which was crazy. And Swan, I don't know how he survived it. Like, a lot of this was about Swan. Swan was like the MVP out of this whole Gauntlet match, okay? Because from what the match he did with Moose and the one he was doing with Elgin right here was just insane, okay? Especially Elgin with those fucking falcon arrows from the top rope after with a suplex, and then for the deadlift one. Swan counter, pretty much, you dodge that burning hammer move and, end up super kicking Elgin and everything. Taking him down, but Elgin took him down with a lariat. Elgin basically... sorry, I had to check something right there. But, yeah, Elgin pretty much started elbowing Swan, making him bleed, by the way. And as he was bleeding, the referee kept telling him to stop, but Elgin kept going, punching Rich Swan repeatedly in the face, just beating him almost to an inch of his life as he was bleeding internally as they did it. It ended up with the referee disqualifying Michael Elgin because he would not stop punching him. So Michael Elgin was not pinned here, but he was made to look like a beast, all right? He was made to look like a beast, pretty much beating the living shit out of Rich Swan when he got to the end. But Rich Swan being the survivor, he was still in the match, and people wondered how is he going to survive after that? Well, after what's going to happen next, huh? Against Brian Cage, because the referees had to stop Michael Elgin from beating the hell out of Swan. Swan was still out there bleeding. Next thing you know, Brian Cage came out, which he didn't really want to take him down, but Swan was like, come on, pretty much hitting multiple kicks at Brian Cage. Cage pretty much was trying to dodge him. Swan hit him with like a 450 from the second rope, but he still kicked out Brian Cage. Cage was pretty much taking the test with Swan out there. Because Swan ended up dodging more Brian Cage to dodge a suplex. He tried to go for the 450 again. Cage ended up countering it. Countering the move. Cage even countered the lethal injection he was going for by Swan. But Swan pretty much got him. He dodged his F5, put him into a cutter then after that. He still got up there. Pretty much Swan was doing what he could. He went for the Phoenix Splash, but Cage dodged it the one last time. He hit Weapon X, and it was over. So, like I said before, Swan was the MVP. He fought all the way pretty much to the bitter end. He didn't make it all the way to the end, but he fought to the bitter end of this this whole thing. So, Cage was able to move on. He went against Tessa Blanchard then, who was the final person, which I'm sure people are thinking right now this was probably predictable as whatever, because I'm sure we all knew what was going to happen next from this with Tessa Blanchard and Brian Cage. Now, I know some people are going to be turned off by this because it's Brian Cage, who's 6 foot something, jacked to the motherfucking gills, damn near 200-300 pounds against Tessa Blanchard. And Tessa's great, but I'm sure people say this isn't believable. My neighbor was telling me about this match a while ago on the internet, that it was at some wrestling show they fought. They said it was a really good ass match. I never got into seeing it, but this was good too. Of course, Cage was very dominant throughout most of the match and everything. He was dominant, trying to take down Tessa Blanchard, but Tessa Blanchard kept coming back, dodging Brian Cage, even hitting with that damn Magnum move she does from the second rope. Cage was still up there, but she went back at Cage. Cage ended up dodging again, dodging that buzzsaw DDT she was going for. Still didn't go. She even did that Magnum move from the top rope on Cage for a good near fall at the count of 2, but Cage started doing deadlift German suplexes on her, taking her out. He went for another one. He hit an Alabama slam on her. Tessa pretty much, after that Magnum, she got another Magnum, had a 2 count, pretty much was intense, and after that she fired up then. But Cage ended up catching her as she went back from the top rope. She got hit with a buckle bomb, and he was going to go for Weapon X again. But she ended up kind of pretty much dodging it into a cradle for the win, pinning Brian Cage. They shook hands after. So Tessa Blanchard is now the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship against Sami Callihan. I believe it is the Hard to Kill pay-per-view that is coming up. Honestly, this has been a fortune telling for a while now. This actually, honestly, I think people have been knowing this for a while now. Okay, this goes all the way back when Sami Callihan won the damn belt, because you immediately sent Tessa Blanchard right after he won the belt. Like, didn't even give him time to celebrate. Like, seconds after he won, to do this. So we know this match is going to happen at the pay-per-view. Now, do I think Tessa's going to win the championship when that time comes? Most likely, maybe. I'm sure that's been the plan for a while and stuff, but I would love to see Sami Callihan keep the title for a long time, since I think he deserves that championship, really. And I'm looking forward to the match with Tessa too, because they made it work. Like I said before, they made it work at Slammiversary. I was skeptical why it was the main event back at Slammiversary, but they made it work, and it was actually good. Do I think they could do it again? Yes, they can. But do I think they've over-pushed Tessa like a fucking god in some points? Yeah, I could say that. They are really pushing Tessa, and I like Tessa, but they really over-push Tessa Blanchard. I'm sorry, but they do sometimes. They make her unfreaking stoppable out there, especially against the guys. I'm sure some people aren't gonna like that, but honestly, it was even more predictable because she was the last one out there, and I knew Cage wasn't gonna get another rematch right now because he just lost the belt as it is. Like I said before, Rich Swan was the MVP out of this whole match. I will say that, and it was a very great Gauntlet match too, this Elimination Gauntlet match. But I said Swan was the MVP out of this whole match. Okay, the guy was killing it out there against Elgin and Moose and Cage in the end. So I enjoyed this overall battle, this whole Gauntlet match in general. But either way, do I feel like it was predictable that Tessa was gonna win? Yeah, I think it was. But I enjoyed the whole match in bed. I wish we need to get into in front of a better crowd, which at least the Windsor crowd actually got better and they were more hyped for this match and wouldn't chant Impact Wrestling. But I don't know, man. They need to show some enthusiasm out there, because half the time they were dead throughout half of these matches. Okay, and I think that was kind of bullshit, because these are some really good ass matches going on. But other than that, I'm done with this review. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you thought about Impact Wrestling tonight. Tell me what you thought about the Gauntlet match in general, or anything else that has to do with the show. So yeah, other than that, I'm gonna go. I'm out of here. I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace out. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'll see you guys later. Peace. You know what, I may start doing some NWA reviews now. I may start, I know I'm late on this, but I may just start doing some shit like that. I don't know why, but I just may. But other than that, I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.